Alright, take two, guys. So I'm back with another video. This is technically a take three, but we're not going to count that, right? So this gameplay was actually a live commentary that I recorded with my buddy yesterday. However, my mic is too echoey for it to even be remotely publishable. So I'm going to do this solo because when I talk, my mic doesn't echo. So I have the patch notes pulled up for the update coming out for Siege, and I'm going to read them off to you and give my thoughts on them, alright? I'm going to try and go on the same line that I went on when I recorded this yesterday. So, let's see here. We have... Okay. Operators have been changed. Castle, Clash, Kapkan, Melusi, Oryx, and Wamai were the 6 operators that they focused on. Okay. Alright, let's see here. So, the MX4 Storm and P10 Roni have been nerfed. So, first off, right, we've already got a problem with these patch notes. My first question, why are we nerfing guns that do no damage, right? Oh, wait, I forgot. People like Macy J control the game. People like Macy Gay, you know, they sit there and control the whole game. They complain about something, oh, Ubisoft is going to immediately change it, even when it doesn't need to be changed. The P10 Roni is a pea shooter. Have you ever used the P10 Roni? Everyone who plays Mozzie, I want you to comment below. Tell me how bad the P10 Roni is, alright? Because I remember this. They are reducing the ammo count for the P10 Roni. And now, alright, for you Mozzie players, as an extra kick in the balls, they're giving you more recoil, along with less ammo. And that gun has practically no range to begin with. That's literally like Ubisoft pulling an X-ray move from Mortal Kombat on every Mozzie main. Cause like, bro, what is the point of nerfing the P10 Roni? Like, I'm not even actively involved in Siege anymore. I haven't played the game in, I want to say like a month and a half. I haven't even touched Siege, right? But as someone who plays a little bit of Mozzie every now and again when I play Siege, that's frustrating because when I use the P10 Roni, I have to mag dump someone to kill them. I have to unload my whole mag into someone to kill them for 2 reasons, right? 1, the gun has no range and it has barely any damage. 2, what was I saying? Oh yeah, barely any range and no damage. And then 2, not enough ammo in the magazine. And they are now reducing the ammo count per magazine, guys. So instead of it being 19 plus 1, it is now 15 plus 1. You're losing 4 shots in your magazine every time. Every single time you reload, that's minus 4 rounds from what you used to have. So now, it's going to take you almost 2 mags to kill somebody, meaning you're wasting even more ammo. And don't worry guys, if you thought that was it, you think, oh, that's not that bad, that's probably it. No, it's not. It gets worse. Because not only are they reducing your mag ammo, they're reducing the ammo that you have in the offhand as well. So you have less spare ammo and less magazine ammo. Care to explain, Ubisoft, why we're letting people like Macy J control the game? He sat there and cried over getting killed by the P10 Roni. And I want to get into this real quick. I'm not going to stay on it like I did when I recorded this. But Rainbow Six Siege is a first-person shooter. You're supposed to have good guns. What's the point of an FPS game that doesn't have good guns? That's like making a racing game that doesn't have good cars. It doesn't make any sense. Ubisoft, this game is dying. You're losing players every single day because of your inability to find a new dev team. To find a dev team that will actually fix the game. This dev team we have now, I'm telling you, is one of the worst dev teams I've seen on any game in my entire life. Like, this is worse than Cyberpunk 2077. I never got the game, I never played the game, but from what I've seen, extremely buggy, extremely overhyped, right? Rainbow Six Siege is turning into the next Cyberpunk because Ubisoft can't be bothered to fix hit registration, fix hitboxes, fix mouse and key on console. Instead, they make these lazy, just, I don't even know, just absolutely sub 10 IQ smooth brain responses trying to defend the cheaters. Oh yeah, Ubisoft. It's totally, people are totally cheating because they have a disability, right? It's totally not like mouse and keys, a way more complicated input on a game than controller. And I know what someone's gonna say, right? Someone is probably gonna be like, oh, you're a console peasant, what do you know? That's where you're wrong, because I actually play on PC as well. I play games on PC. I play CSGO, I play Minecraft, I play a bunch of other games, right? And mouse and key is a harder input to play on than controller. If someone has a mental disability or they're mentally impaired, chances are they're not going to be mouse and key, they're going to be controller. So stop giving us these lazy excuses for why you won't provide an actual fix to the cheating problem on console. Stop being lazy and fix the cheating problem and give us an anti-cheat that actually functions. Because I'm telling you guys, alright, you can take my word for it. I don't have the clip of it, so you're gonna have to like take my word for it or whatever, right? Whether you believe me or not is not my business. I don't care. But I was playing about a year and a half ago, maybe, and I got killed by an aimbot hacker on PS4. I do not own Rainbow Six Siege on any other platform. I only own it on PS4. And I got put in a match with an aimbot hacker. My whole team reported them, and they never got banned. Could somebody please explain? Now I know what someone's gonna say. Oh, there's no aimbot hackers on PlayStation. Then explain this. On Bank at the alley access spawn, you guys know how you can't really shoot anybody from the spawn point in alley access? Yeah, explain how my whole team got shot while we were inside of OBJ from the exact spawn point of the guy. This was in alley access. We all got headshotted by the same guy. They were outside the building. The action phase had just started. And immediately we all died, and we were in sight, and we got killed by someone who was in their own spawn. And for those of you who are going to say, oh, maybe you guys were all at the same window. No, we weren't. This was second floor CEO office, and we were all spread out. We had like 2 people in the other bomb room. I was in the CEO office, and it's just like, no, that's not fair at all. But back to the patch notes, right? So regarding the guns, both will now be more difficult to control as vertical recoil has been increased across the board. Why do we need a vertical recoil increase on guns that do no damage? How about a vertical recoil increase on the AK-12? How about a vertical recoil increase on the PDW-9? How about a recoil increase on the C7E? Because it has almost the exact same DPS as the AK-12. The AK-12 has the lowest DPS in the entire game, melts everybody. Doesn't matter who you're playing, you get melted by the AK-12. I play Rook, I get melted by it. I play Ella, I get melted by it. I play Mute, I get melted by it, right? And keep in mind, I just gave examples of 1 speeds, 2 speeds, and 3 speeds. No matter who you're playing, you get absolutely demolished by an AK-12. Even if the person using it is not that good, you will get wasted. Trust me on that one. As someone who has used the AK-12, I got an ace against a team of diamonds before with the AK-12. These guys dropped themselves so they could carry their friend to gold, and I aced against them with the AK-12. The AK-12 is that OP. And it's just, I don't understand why we can't get nerfs on the overpowered guns, but it's always the underpowered operators, the people who are good at the game, the people who know what they're doing, who have game sense, game skill. It's always those people who get screwed over by Ubisoft. It's always people like me, who main Ella, that get screwed over. And let's see here. Oh, moreover, the P10 Roni now has a harsher kick when firing initial rounds, as if the kick wasn't hard enough already. And, okay, So, attackers can have 2 hard breach charges. I'm not sure how I feel about this, honestly. It could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing. It could be a good thing because it would provide more utility to the attackers, but it could also be a bad thing because we don't have enough to deny hard breaches in Thatcher on defense. Sure, there's Jaeger, you can make that point, but Thatcher's EMPs work through walls, and if your bandit dies or your mute dies, they can't pick up their gadget and place it back down. There needs to be a thing for defenders where if a mute jammer or a bandit battery gets disabled by an EMP, they should be able to go over to it and reactivate it without having to pick it up and put it back down. That way it'd be a little bit more fair because, you know, if you're going to add extra hard breach utility, you gotta add counters. Operator balancing castle. Increased armor panels to 4 was 3. Honestly, I'm kinda happy with that. That's okay. I like it. He doesn't have a good loadout, so they're buffing his gadget a little bit, giving him 4 instead of 3. That's good, especially on certain sites. They are they're reducing the melee hits required to 9, and it was 12, but that's not that big of a deal. Sorry, I'm allergic to Ubisoft's BS. Okay, I think I'm good now. Sorry, I'm just allergic to Ubisoft being Ubisoft. Wait, one more. Okay, now I'm good. So, for Clash, they added the Super Shorty and took away her pistol. Honestly, I don't care too much, because the Super Shorty's not that good, and I'm going to sneeze again. I hate my allergies. But, yeah, they gave Clash the Super Shorty and took away her pistol. Kinda nerfed her if you ask me, because her SMG isn't that good. And then Kapkan. Number of entry denial devices per door/window frame is no longer limited to 1. Honestly, I like that. I like that a lot. Because now it means that you can actually get a kill with a Kapkan trap. It means if you have a certain doorway you don't want people rushing, you can put 3 Kapkan mines there and insta-kill anyone that walks in. So, that's a good change. I like that. Malusi added bulletproof camera, removed nitro cell. Now, again, I'm going to call out Macy J, but I'm not just calling him out. I'm calling out Marley, I'm calling out King George, I'm calling out all of you guys. So explain to me why you think we should remove this offensive utility from defenders. Explain. Because Macy J, King George, Marley, you guys have one thing in common. You all main people with the low TTK guns. Amaru, Ace, Fuse, whatever the case may be, you abuse the low TTK guns. And you guys cry and cry and cry when you die to someone that has skill. When you die to someone that's better than you. How are you gonna cry about someone using a nitro cell to stop your push as Amaru? How are you gonna cry about someone using a nitro to break your ace gadgets? It's your fault for not being more alert. But again, these crybaby Twitch streamers and YouTube streamers are ruining Siege, and the community is standing by and doing nothing. And again, another reason I think the nitro cell was removed, and is getting removed from a lot of operators, is because people keep griefing ranked matches with nitro cells and impact grenades. Why? Because they see Marley do it and they think, oh wow, that's so funny, I'm gonna go do it. And in actuality, they're screwing over people who are actually trying to get a high rank, who are actually working towards their rank, trying to hit their goal. They're screwing over people who are honestly just working for their rank. So thanks a lot, Marley. Oh, another thing. Marley claims that he wants to quit Siege because of the community being toxic and all that stuff. Don't cry about it, Marley. You made the community toxic. Don't cry about something that you caused. You should be the one to solve this problem, as you are the one that caused it. Because after you got big, I noticed a spike of team kills in ranked, general toxicity in ranked, and just overall terrible teammates. Playing ranked, screwing around, not caring about the objective whatsoever, because of you, Marley. Because you influence people to do that kind of stuff. You influence people to do that kind of stuff in ranked. Which is why I stopped trying. Because I'm not going to go 21-5 just for some Marley fanboy to go, haha, Nitro Cell, or you're so bad. Like, no, I'm not going 21-5 just to lose a match because of some Marley fanboy being on my team. That's not happening. Steel Wave, I was trying to get back to gold. I lost a game going 21-5. 21-5. If we had the same system we have in now, because they actually added in the whole kill steal thing, where if you down someone and someone kills them, it counts as your kill. If we actually had that back then, my kills would have been 21. I had 10 kills and 11 assists. And all 11 of those assists were people that I downed, and my teammates were like, ha, my kill now. So yeah, I won 21 engagements that match. And lost. I was carrying my team. And I lost that hard. And after that, I literally said, you know what? I can't be bothered anymore. Because, I mean, Ubisoft, I used to respect you guys. I used to say, oh man, I can't wait to go home and play some Siege. Oh, it's going to be lit. I'm going to be hanging with the boys. No, I can't do that anymore. Because you guys don't care about the game. I mean, at least Rockstar cares enough to add decent content. The Los Santos Tuners update, that was pretty rockin' for a few weeks, honestly. That content was rockin'. I vibe with that. It's awesome, right? And I've been messing around in public lobbies, right, with my friends. And honestly, we've just been having a blast. Because every time someone attacks us, we just go after them and go on about our day. As soon as they leave, we go on about our day. And that's that. But in Siege, we try to play ranked, and we get some Marley fanboy in there, thinking he's funny because he TKs me because I'm about to clutch, or he starts breaking our gadgets because he thinks it's funny. And then, alright, real story, when I team kill them, after they team kill me, and I play Ash, and I shoot an Ash charge at a wall, and I get banned for my toxic teammate, the toxic Marley fanboy that's on my team. I get banned for that. Thanks, Marley. In Burnt Horizon, I got banned because of one of your fanboys. Just thought I should point that out. But you know, you're supposed to be an influencer, Marley. You're supposed to influence the community to do good, to be good to each other. You're not doing that at all. You're an influencer. Influence people to do better. So, next we have Oryx. They reduced the Rima dash charge refill time to 8 seconds, was 12. That's fine, doesn't bother me really. Wamai, they increased the max magnet systems to 6 from 4. That's okay. And they reduced the catching area to 3.5 meters from 5 meters. Which, honestly, it's a fair trade-off if you ask me. It really is at the end of the day. Because, like, he's getting more of his utility, but he gets less range for the utility. So I think it's fair. And it's a pretty good trade-off, if you ask me. So the MX4 Storm, they just increased vertical recoil. P10 Roni reduced his magazine. I already talked about that. And, yeah, they still reduced his ammo count in general. Because, ha ha ha. Oh, by the way, I want to talk about this, right? For the MX4 Storm, they says population targeted by this, casual, pros, and top ranked. And they said that for the P10 Roni. Let me ask you, Ubisoft, if you were really targeting the pros and the top ranked with that, you would have done the opposite. You would have buffed the damage first off. You would have buffed the damage of the stupid P10 Roni. You would have given it less recoil, and you would have given it a longer magazine. But no, you did the exact opposite. You did the exact opposite of what the community wanted. You pretty much just went up to every single Mozzie main that plays Siege and slapped them in the face. I mean, dude, I'm pretty sure all these Mozzie mains would rather you walk up to them and slap them with, I don't know, like a muddy sock or something, because then they have a cool mud stain on their face. They actually have something from that. But you're gonna sit there and nerf Mozzie because, oh, one of our big streamers is crying about it. Guess we gotta change it. Instead of actually fixing the game like you're supposed to. Because, you know, you're a game development team. You're supposed to be fixing the game, not making it worse. But obviously, you guys can't understand that. So, gadget balancing. Once again, they changed it to having 2. I think that may have been it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. Yep. So now I'm gonna give my thoughts, and I'm gonna call out King George, Macy J, and Marley some more, because I still have another 27 minutes of gameplay, but I'm not gonna use all of that. So let me take a sip of water so I can make my throat stop being dry. There we go, I got my voice back. So anyways, Marley, it's cool and all that you make your content, but you should at least encourage your fans to not take that into ranked, at the very least for everyone else that plays the game. You should encourage your fan base not to go and do that stuff in ranked, because that just screws over every ranked player. They watch you, they want to be like you, and they take it into ranked. I have my teammates trying to one-shot people from their spawn from a window on Cafe, and they get headshotted instantly. And now we're down a teammate, right? We're down Maestro because he wanted to use the revolver and try to spawn peek with it. So we're down a teammate for the entire round. And then he can't use his cams. And then what happens when he can't use his cams and deter people from going to the objective? We lose. We lose because our Maestro was a Marley fanboy, grabbed the revolver and tried to spawn peek with it because they watch you and they see you do it. And everyone wants to be like you. Or I'll have a teammate start cussing me out in game chat because I tell them to get better because they're pulling a strat that they got from you. Alright, Marley? You. And they're like, oh, you're just terrible. Learn how to play the game. When I'm above them on the leaderboard. And they're the ones that are sitting there playing like absolute garbage cans. Like, bro, I'm pretty sure if I rolled a dumpster down a flight of stairs, right, would probably turn out better than the teammates I get in ranked. It would turn out better than half of my ranked matches, because over half of my ranked matches are just filled with all of these fanboys that just simp over all these Siege YouTubers and streamers. And it's like, man, that's cool and all. You can have your own like favorite YouTuber and stuff. I don't care. But when you start taking the toxic stuff they do in their videos and start bringing it into my ranked games, that's when we have a problem. Because none of you guys put disclaimers in your videos and say, oh, don't do this in ranked. Don't be toxic in ranked. You don't do that. I feel like I'm the only person who is like, hey, y'all need to not do this in ranked, because some of us in here are actually trying to win and trying to get a high rank. It's cool if you want to go screw around. There's quick match for that. Don't go into ranked and ruin the experience for people who are legitimately working for a rank. You know, maybe if people wouldn't go and screw around with other people's experiences in Siege, it'd be a more enjoyable experience. But no, we have this miserable experience every time we play Siege. As the Siege community, we have this terrible experience. You have all these meme pages. Oh, let me call out the meme pages real quick, alright? You meme pages are always like, oh, Siege is so bad, I hate this game so much. Then, first off, why are you still playing it? Second off, why are half of you still streaming it? Third off, why are you giving them money? Alright? If you hate Siege so much and you're encouraging people to not spend money on their stuff and yada yada yada, why do you still support them? Why do you support Ubisoft if Siege is so bad? Oh, I forgot. They're influencers. They have a big following. They're above the law. They're above logic, I guess. No, get out of here with that. You're not above logic. You're not above the law. You're not above anybody. You're not above anybody. Just because you have a high follow count doesn't mean anything. I see so many people on Instagram talking about how much they hate Siege, how bad of the game it is. And then I look on them the next day and they're talking about how they dropped like $50 for a new cosmetic. And I'm sitting there thinking, bro, you realize that you're just gonna make the problem worse by doing that? And they're like, oh, stop hating on Ubisoft, they're doing the best that they can. No, they're not. They are not. Okay? Someone like me, who has a little bit of coding experience, right? A little bit of coding knowledge, and one of my friends, we could probably fix Siege in less than an hour. Scratch that. A little bit over an hour, because Ubisoft feels the need to break the game so much. If I knew what engine they were using, I could probably end up fixing the game with my friend. But no one seems to want to call Ubisoft out. They just want to call everyone else out and call them a hater. But I got one question for you, right? You Ubisoft fanboys, I got a question. How am I just a hater for caring about the state of the game? If I was just a hater, I would say, oh, I hate Ubisoft, Siege is so bad, with no context. But I'm not doing it with no context. I provide all the context I can. And it's honestly sad that it's gotten to this point. It really is. Most of us have lives and things we do outside of playing Siege. So, when we go on Siege, we want to have an enjoyable experience. It's not an enjoyable experience to give it your all and then lose because you had some degenerate teammate that is just like, oh, Marley strat this, Marley strat that, Marley this, Marley that. And it's like, no, that's not an enjoyable experience at all. You're just being a degenerate. You're ruining it for everybody else in the match. I don't understand it with these people anymore. Like, it's getting around Halloween time again, and they're gonna have a new Halloween event. I'll try it, but I'm probably not gonna enjoy it. That's just the state Siege is in. The last, like, spooky themed event they did, the Parasite event to hype people up for Extraction, I played it. It was fun the first couple of matches. Then, as I started noticing the bad hit detection with Melee, because they never bothered to fix the game, I realized, oh, this is really terrible now. I want to stop playing. And what did I do? I stopped playing. But that's the difference between me and everyone else in the Siege community. If I'm fed up, I'll just stop playing. Like, yeah, I spent money on the game, sure. I spent money on Siege, I'll admit it. But at the end of the day, if Ubisoft is doing something stupid and I don't like it, I'm not giving them my money. I'm not going to continue to give them my money and my support. I'm paying $60 a year for PS Plus. If I'm paying $60 a year to play online, I'm gonna make sure that I'm having a good time. Because I am not paying $60 a year for Plus to have the Siege experience that I'm having now. Siege is not worth any money. Siege should be free to play at this point. Because it feels like a free to play game. Because that's what Ubisoft treats it like. Microtransaction, this microtransaction, that. We won't fix the game, but we want microtransactions. It's pathetic. It's scummy, it's grimy, it's overall terrible. I don't understand how anyone could even bother supporting Ubisoft at this point. I really don't. It makes no sense to me how some of you defend the stuff Ubisoft does. It really blows my mind. Because there ain't no way that you should logically be able to defend Ubisoft for the stuff they've been doing. They've been ruining Siege, and y'all are just letting it happen. And I'm at the point now where I'm just gonna say, you know what, let it happen. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna just sit back and watch as everyone just falls apart and starts eating each other alive. I'm gonna be there when that happens, and I'm gonna laugh at each and every single one of you who played into it. It's gonna be amazing. I'm waiting. Within the next 3 years it will happen. I'm calling it. And I usually don't lose my bets like that. If I bet on something happening in a certain time frame, it usually happens. I'm betting on it. I'm betting that Ubisoft is going to do something really dumb and really irritate the community, and then the community is going to tear itself apart. And honestly, good. Maybe then you guys will learn what happens when you let a company do this for years and get away with it and not say anything about it. Maybe then you guys will learn. But until then, I guess not. But let's go to King George, right? So if you guys don't know, King George is another one of those Siege streamers who just cries every time someone kills him through just a skill difference, right? Them being better. He cries every single time he dies to someone better. So, let me get this straight. Alright, King George? You're gonna tell me that L is OP. Let me do some explaining to all of you smooth-brained mongoloids out there who have never played Ela, never used her shotgun. Her shotgun has never been OP. I started the shotgun meta back in Shifting Tides before it was the popular thing to do. Right? I clutched a 1v5, and then magically everyone that was in my match wanted to play Ela, wanted to use her shotgun. Everyone in my games in my games after that wanted to play Ela, wanted to use her shotgun. So yeah, for King George to say that L is OP, it's kind of hypocritical when you look at how he plays. I wish I had clips of this, but I've seen clips of King George using Maestro's LMG with an ACOG, spawn peeking, and trash talking, all at the same time. But let me ask you, King George, having an LMG that shoots that fast with an ACOG looking into the spawn point of the attackers, do you really have any right to talk trash? You won't even let them leave their spawn. But yet, you think you're better than them. But they haven't had a chance to prove anything. You're just talking a bunch of empty bullcrap right out of your mouth. And that's the problem with the Siege community. We have too many people like King George who are like, oh yeah guys, I'm so good. No you're not. Stop crying about underpowered ops. If somebody kills you with an underpowered operator, don't cry about it, because you're just making the balancing issue worse. Remember when people cried about Jaeger being overpowered? And then when Ubisoft took his ACOG, everyone was like, no, give him his ACOG back. Remember that? Because I do. I wasn't playing the game then, but I was there when it happened. What makes you guys think that it is just so fun to screw with other people's experiences? What happened to the old days of Siege, right? What happened to 2018, 2019? What happened? Because that's not the game. Siege today is not the game I fell in love with 3 years ago. It's not. Siege is not the game that I said, dude, I'm gonna play this for the next who knows how long. It's not that game anymore. Hit detection is broken now. It's been broken for almost 2.5 years now, ever since this new dev team came into play. Because they add new operators, they add new hitboxes, they rework hitboxes, and they make all these cosmetics, but they don't fix the hitboxes. I've been shot from 3 feet to my left, died. I've been shot in the face and taken damage, and then killed the guy that shot me. I've shot people in the face, and then they turn around and kill me, and it says I did normal damage instead of a headshot. Or, I'll shoot someone 3 feet to the left, and they'll die. I was playing Valkyrie on Consulate with some friends, and we were just memeing around, right? Last attacker decides to rush, so I rush him. I shot 3 feet to his left and got a headshot kill. How does that work? Explain. Explain how this is not a fault on Ubisoft's end. I would love to see how you guys will try to spin this in their favor and use it to defend them, because there's nothing you can use to defend them from that. I shot him 3 feet to his left and he died. To a headshot, no less. So, yeah, people like that are pathetic. And then Macy J. I didn't expect that P10 Roni comment from you, but you've single-handedly ruined Mozzie for most Mozzie mains, because most people use Mozzie for the P10 Roni. You have single-handedly ruined the game for a lot of people. So now look at how many more people are going to stop playing because of people like King George and Marley and Macy J. Look at how many people are going to quit. I hope the patch isn't out yet. I wouldn't know, as I do not even have Siege installed. But I'm hoping the P10 nerf and the MX4 nerf don't make it to the final patch. Because if it does, it's going to kill the game for a lot of people. I know a lot of Alibi mains, and I know a lot of Mozzie mains, and they will probably quit playing the game if that's in the patch. So yeah, that kind of just wraps it up. I'm just kind of heated with the Siege community, and I already made a video on Get Flanked, well, one of his videos, but still had a couple angry fanboys going to dislike that video, because, you know, fanboys do that. And I'm fully expecting flack for this video. But let me just apologize in advance for the inconvenience of me not caring at all. Alright? Sorry for the inconvenience of me just not caring. You can say what you want about those three, about Marley, King George, Macy J. Say what you want. I don't care. It doesn't change my viewpoint at all. It will not change the way I think about them in the slightest. Because you know what? They've all ruined the game single-handedly. So yeah, with that being said, that wraps this up. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. I would like it if you did, but no one is forcing you. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.